What I actually submitted.
So it's lovely to welcome the Northside Folklore Project back here. We were delighted to be able to show another exhibition of theirs a couple of years ago. The project is happening right here. We're not just seeing it, but they're gathering stories all the way through the week. So it's a very active presence in the house, which is a lovely thing for us to have. And I'd like to think that perhaps it will inspire our artists and creative people who are in the house to maybe do something with the stories in the future. We'll see.
We should really never forget our past. We're inclined to at times, you know, and although I often find progress can sometimes be going backwards. When I coming down here, I was out in Blarney there early on, again talking too much when I made falls. I pass on a lot of lanes and they're barbed up, like I find it very sad. In North Main Street, Blarney Street, sadly it has to be done with modern life and rubbish being dumped and attacks and all that, you know. But as we get older, I think we look back and we wonder, I do anyway, but did I ever do that, you know? When I think of, when I was 14 I got a bicycle for my birthday, and I went off and got a few sandwiches and a bottle of milk, and I cycled down to Killarney for the day and back up again. I get tired now and I drive up and down. And the following week I went to Cork and Tipperary, we were playing in a hurling match in Limerick. Up on the bike again and down to Limerick, and climbing over the wall, I'm ashamed to say. So life keeps changing all the time, and I'm sure that everybody would have their own story about growing up, what they did, and when I looked there at the little bit, reminded me of some of the things that were important to me as a kid. I lived in Washbrook Lane, and there was a disused well at the top, and there were loads and loads of stories. There were huge families again at the time. The Manny said 18, I think, and there was 22, I think, in the Murphys, and like it was massive. Like that's obviously long gone from now, you know. And all the nicknames were rampant. And I think some of the memories which would sum up that time, I think, would be a girl got married one day at the top of the Coleman was her name, and she walked down in a white veil, and all the lads, we were all about 12, followed her down, as you say, it says there, like the Pied Piper of Heaven, and she walked down the narrow lane. It was only about this wide, but blood red bricks, very narrow. Every house had a kind of an obligatory bird cage with canaries or birds over the door, you know. And she walked on, and at the corner, the house is still there, Hurley's shop. She borrowed a ring from Mrs. Hurley, her friend, and she walked down to the North Cathedral, got married, and we all waited outside, and then when the thing was over, she came back out, walked up the hill, back up to the house, handed back the wedding ring to her friend, and up to the house, and had a big shindig. As I said, like, life was so practical then, I thought, you know. And the one whole thing I think, that I remember was, and it's the most important thing, I was asked recently what's the most important word in the English dictionary, and the person told me contentment. And I think there was a simplicity, and the contentment was there then, which maybe is not there now.
What you see on the central table is an idea of what the website might look like, except that, of course, on a website we can actually have the voices of real people speaking. And we've got 40 clips, 40 excerpts here on the table. It's just as well that we're going to continue online, because we'd need a very big table if we were to put all of the material that we've collected out there. It's a great way for us to kind of put our work out into the world, for people in Cork, for people who have arrived in Cork, and also for people all over the world. So we're really happy to have that opportunity. I was privileged enough to listen to all of the Memory Map interviews, and the wealth of experience, the beauty of life, and the hardness of what people had to deal with, the conditions, social forces and so on, really, really impressed me. The map itself isn't just looking back, however, and it doesn't have to be memories from the 40s, and we'd encourage people, or from the 50s or from the 60s, also people who have any kind of relationship with the city. Cork people born and bred or Cork people by choice are very welcome to come and give us a memory throughout this week, or indeed contact us to be interviewed. So do please spread the word.